This has, by far, been the hardest year to predict the Raiders' record in recent memory. The reason for that being pretty obvious. The offseason? I mean, was I the only one who felt like that was all a dream? We're cutting players that we end up trading. We sign huge names on defense. Yay, and then one on offense. Okay. We reach for a first-round lineman, then continue to get the steal of the draft in the second round. I literally have no idea how good this team is going to be. Did we improve upon the roster from last year? I think so. Also, what the hell is going on with this? Anyway, I've stalled for too long here. Let's just start making some picks, I guess. This week 1 game was one of my hardest to gauge. It feels a lot like week 2 last year against the Saints. Most people, including myself, had us losing that game, but there was a little apprehension when I made that pick due to the fact that it was the first ever game in Vegas. Of course, we ended up winning that game. Fast forward to today and I have similar feelings. I think the Ravens are the better team and should beat us. However, this will be the first time the Las Vegas Raiders play in front of their own fans. With that in mind, as well as the idea that weird things always seem to happen in week 1, I'll give us the W. Another weird one here. The Steelers have a top 3 defense in the league, but the offense is at a crossroads. They have a new running back, some decent wideout talent, and a pretty much decimated offensive line. Not to mention a quarterback with 1 foot into retirement. All these points surely lead to another W. Well, probably not. I am excited that Gus Bradley is our new defensive coordinator, and we did add a bunch of weapons for the defense in the offseason, but it'll take some time to mesh. The Steelers are tough to beat on the road, and we'll experience that firsthand. I think this is a loss. You know, I'm really not scared of the Dolphins at all. Maybe I'm being naive, but we would have beaten them last year if Tua played the whole game, and he's not getting pulled this year considering the Dolphins, they want to know what they have at QB. This should be a comfortable W. The Chargers are always a tough out. Justin Herbert was a stud last year, and while I'm not exactly expecting a sophomore slump, I do think he's going to take a slight step back. We probably split the series with LA, so I'll take the W at home and then the away loss. The Bears are not as good as they were just 2 years ago, and we beat them then. Their defense is decent at times, but their offense is borderline bad. And this is a home game, no wind, no snow, no problem here. W. It seems like no matter who is the Broncos quarterback at the time, they play us hard. I see this series going exactly the same as the Chargers, ending in a split. The Eagles are really bad, and I'm pretty sure they're tanking, so if we lose this one, I may burn a jersey or two. The Giants are a weird team. Daniel Jones shows flashes of greatness mixed in with spurts of disaster. Saquon Barkley will most likely be back, and their defense is actually pretty good. This has East Coast trap game written all over it, but what saves us is that this game will be coming off a bye week. Gruden will have 2 full weeks to prepare the guys for this one. W. Last year, at this time, I didn't think we had a chance in hell to beat the Chiefs once. And boy, was I wrong. We played them the best of any team last year that didn't win a Super Bowl. This feels like a cop-out considering what I said about the other division teams, but this also feels like a series split. I'll take a split with the Chiefs 10 times out of 10. I actually have the Bengals as a sneaky playoff contender this year. This offense, assuming Burrow is healthy, is going to be absolutely humming, and we're going to be riding high after beating the Chiefs. We catch an unfortunate loss here. The Cowboys are also a weird team like the Giants. The offense lives and dies by Dak, and the defense is pretty average. I've got this as a coin toss with the game probably coming down to whoever has the ball last. I'll take my chances with Derek Carr in the 4th quarter over almost any quarterback in the league. Raiders win here by a field goal. Washington's defense is really, really good. Riverboat Ron should lead this team to a 2nd straight division win, and Fitzmagic is the perfect quarterback for this team. They're just straight up a really good football team, and that's a team that I see giving us some serious problems, even at home. I have this one as a loss. The Browns will take a step back this season. That's just my personal opinion. They surprised people with their running game, and Baker had a career year. I don't expect either to be as good as they were last year. We also have the ability to win games in bad weather, the perfect example being the Browns game last year. We'll call this one the Carl Joseph Arends game. W. This game is so confusing to me. The Colts are a quarterback away from being one of the best teams in the league. The question is, did they find him? Carson Wentz had a fall from grace, the likes of which we hadn't seen in a while. However, I do believe with Frank Reich, he gets back on track, and the Colts give the Titans a run for their money when it comes to the AFC South. This is just going to be a tough game for us to win, especially on the road. L. Okay, 10-7. I don't know if that's good enough to get us into the playoffs. I initially had us 9-8. You guys can think about the game that I flip-flopped on. I won't tell you. Comment below your record predictions. What do you guys think is going to happen? What's our ceiling? What's our floor? Do we make the playoffs? do what you guys do. Please be sure to subscribe. It is free after all, no charge to you, and just win, baby.